Hello there, weary traveler. It's time to set aside the day's quests and find a moment of true rest. Settle into your most comfortable spot, letting the soft cushions or warm blankets embrace you. Take a slow, deep breath with me now, in through your nose, feeling your chest gently rise, and then a long, soft exhale, releasing any lingering tensions. Just one more, deep and slow. That's it. For these next few minutes, all you need to do is simply listen. Allow my voice to guide you gently as we journey to a place of quiet tranquility. Imagine, if you will, the soft, cool air of evening settling all around you. The distant chirping of crickets, perhaps, or the gentle rustle of leaves outside a window. You've walked a long, peaceful path, following a faint, familiar glow in the twilight. Your steps have been soft upon ancient flagstones, leading you toward a place where time itself seems to slow, where the echoes of old stories whisper from the shadows. Now, a heavy oaken door, slightly ajar, invites you in. A warm, golden light spills softly from within, painting inviting patterns on the dark stone floor. You push the door open just a little further, revealing a small, circular antechamber. There, resting on a sturdy, carved wooden stand, a single, glowing crystal orb pulses with a gentle, steady light. Its soft luminescence bathes the room in shades of amber and gold, illuminating ancient tapestries on the walls and the quiet, dust motes dancing in the still air. This is a place of sanctuary, a save point for the weary spirit. A quiet, safe beginning. The gentle warmth from the embers of the hearth continues to embrace this quiet space, a soft, enduring glow that speaks of timeless comfort. Each tiny spark that dances upwards seems to carry with it a whisper of forgotten stories, settling back into the stillness. Your eyes, if they are still open, might trace the intricate patterns woven into the ancient tapestries that adorn the stone walls. They depict scenes not of battle or grand adventures, but of tranquil forests under a crescent moon and serene villages nestled beside calm rivers. Figures, almost like silent guardians, stand among trees, their faces obscured by shadow and time, offering a sense of quiet guardianship over this peaceful haven. The air here is thick with the scent of old parchment and a faint hint of wood smoke, a comforting aroma that suggests knowledge and protection. There's no hurry here, no urgent quest, only the gentle passage of moments. Perhaps your gaze drifts to a small, polished wooden table near the hearth, where a single, unlit lantern rests beside a closed journal. The leather cover is smooth with age, its pages holding untold narratives, now peacefully slumbering. This room, this sanctuary, patiently holds its secrets, allowing you to simply be, to let your own story pause and rest within its embrace. The silence is not empty, but full of a soft, comforting hum, like a distant memory of peace. The soft flicker of the embers casts dancing shadows across the carved wooden beams of the ceiling, creating a gentle, ever-changing pattern that invites the mind to wander without effort, or simply to observe without thought. Every surface here seems to absorb and hold the day's worries, leaving only tranquility behind. You are safe, nestled in this ancient warmth, a quiet respite from all journeys. The air around you settles into a gentle hush, a comfortable quiet that seems to hum faintly with the echoes of forgotten tales. Dust motes, tiny specks of ancient light, drift lazily in the soft glow filtering through a high, arched window, performing a slow, silent dance. Each particle catches the light, twinkling briefly before fading back into the muted shadows. The stone walls, smooth and cool to the touch, seem to breathe with centuries of stillness, their rough texture softened by time and the gentle caress of the light. It's a profound quiet, deeper than mere absence of sound, a silence that cradles and protects. A sense of deep, abiding peace permeates this space. It's like a quiet antechamber, a safe room after a long journey, where the hurried pace of the outside world simply cannot reach. You might notice the way a faint, almost imperceptible warmth emanates from the hearth, even if no fire burns brightly within it now, a residual memory of countless evenings spent in serene repose. Perhaps a heavy velvet curtain, slightly frayed at the edges, hangs by the window, muffling any distant sounds, creating an even deeper cocoon of calm. Every shadow here seems soft, every corner inviting. Everything here is aged, but not worn, settled, but not stagnant. This place exists outside the normal flow of time, offering a tranquil haven where only peace can reside. The very air feels softer, infused with the calm of ages. Allow your gaze to soften, your thoughts to slow, as you simply exist within this calm, enveloping warmth. There is no need for haste, no task awaiting, just the quiet presence of this ancient, comforting sanctuary. Even the soft creak of an old, unseen floorboard nearby only deepens the sense of quiet habitation, a gentle reminder of the slow, steady rhythm of this timeless place. The soft glow from a single, tall candelabra on a nearby oak table flickers gently, casting dancing shadows on the spines of ancient tomes that line the towering shelves. Each book seems to hold a lifetime of stories, patiently waiting for a quiet moment. You notice the rich, earthy scent of aged paper and polished wood, a fragrance that settles around you like a warm, familiar blanket. This is a place where time seems to slow, where the whispers of forgotten eras mingle with the gentle hum of profound stillness. Beyond the table, a narrow arched doorway invites your gaze towards what appears to be a smaller, more intimate chamber. Perhaps a secluded study or a quiet alcove designed for deep contemplation. The soft light from the main area spills gently through the archway, illuminating just a sliver of the space within enough to suggest more rows of shelves, perhaps a comfortable, worn armchair draped with a simple throw, and an unlit stone fireplace awaiting a future spark. It feels like stepping further into the very heart of this tranquil haven, a secret room nestled within a larger secret. The air in this threshold is even softer, the silence deeper, broken only by the occasional settling of dust motes dancing in the faint light, or the distant, almost imperceptible rustle of pages turning from some far-off corner of the grand archive. Each detail, from the smooth, cool stone of the floor beneath your feet to the soft, velvet-like texture of an old curtain near the arched opening, contributes to an overwhelming sense of peace. This sanctuary guards not just knowledge, but also a profound, uninterrupted calm, inviting you to simply be present. Past the heavy velvet curtain, the air shifts subtly, carrying a faint, sweet aroma of aged paper and something akin to quiet magic. You step into a smaller, more intimate chamber, a quiet alcove seemingly carved into the very stone of the mountain itself. Here, the soft glow from an unseen source, perhaps an enchanted lantern nestled in a high niche, bathes the space in a comforting amber light. This light dances gently across the rough-hewn stone walls, revealing faint, swirling patterns, as if the mountain itself once dreamed. In the center of this cozy retreat sits a sturdy, well-worn armchair, upholstered in a deep forest green fabric, showing the gentle indentations of many hours spent in contemplation. Beside it, a small, round wooden table holds a half-read, leather-bound tome, its pages slightly yellowed and softened with age. A ceramic mug, still faintly warm, rests on a simple coaster next to the book, suggesting a recent, peaceful presence, a quiet scholar who simply stepped away for a moment. The silence here is profound, even deeper than before, broken only by the almost imperceptible, rhythmic hum of ancient energies within the mountain walls, a distant, lulling whisper that feels more like a part of the stillness than a disruption. The cool, solid stone beneath your fingertips grounds you, connecting you to the enduring heart of this place. This little nook feels perfectly designed for quiet contemplation, for losing oneself in timeless stories, or simply in the gentle, unhurried flow of time itself. It's an ideal spot to settle, to let your thoughts soften and your eyelids grow heavy. The gentle, consistent warmth from the unseen light source casts long, dancing shadows that slowly stretch and contract across the floor, like soft, steady breaths in the profound stillness, encouraging a deeper surrender to rest. The quiet dance of shadows across the ancient stone floor eventually leads the gaze toward an archway, partially veiled by a heavy, velvet curtain. This curtain, a deep, faded sapphire, seems to absorb all sound, creating a soft pocket of silence just beyond its heavy folds. It hangs still and undisturbed, hinting at another equally peaceful space beyond. You might notice the delicate, almost imperceptible shimmer of dust motes suspended in the air near the archway, catching the faint, ambient glow from the unseen light source. They drift slowly, like tiny, luminous dreams, in no hurry at all. Beyond the curtain, a glimpse of another chamber reveals a soft, diffused light, perhaps from a high, narrow window or a distant, enchanted lantern. The air here feels even calmer, a gentle coolness settling upon the old stones. It's a space that has known countless stories, heard innumerable secrets, yet now rests in quiet contemplation. The only sound, if one listens very closely, might be the almost silent settling of ancient timber, a soft creak from deep within the castle walls, a subtle lullaby of time passing. A long, worn wooden table occupies the center of this next chamber, its surface smooth from ages of use, yet completely clear save for a single, intricately carved wooden box. This box, dark and polished, seems to hold memories within its grain, its purpose now long fulfilled. It is simply there, a silent sentinel, reflecting the soft light in its quiet sheen. Around the table, several sturdy, high-backed chairs stand in a neat, orderly circle, as if awaiting a gathering that has long since concluded, leaving only peace in its wake. The castle breathes around you, a gentle, timeless presence, inviting your own breath to deepen, to quiet, and to merge with its profound calm. The ancient stone of the castle feels cool and steadfast beneath your fingertips, a silent guardian of centuries. As you gently shift, the grand hall recedes behind you, its vastness now a soft memory. A narrow, arched doorway, almost hidden in a shadowed alcove, beckons with a faint, warm glow. This is not a path of grand procession, but one of quiet contemplation, leading deeper into the castle's heart. You step through, and the air grows stiller, carrying the subtle scent of old parchment and polished wood. Ahead, a winding stone staircase ascends gracefully, its worn steps smoothed by countless generations of gentle passage. Each step you take is cushioned by an invisible hush, the only sound a soft echo of your own steady breath. At the top, a small, circular chamber unfolds. It is a scholar's retreat, nestled high within one of the castle's watchtowers. Moonlight, soft and ethereal, spills through a tall, narrow window, illuminating a sturdy oak writing desk laden with unfurled maps of forgotten lands. A quill rests beside a half-finished journal, its leather binding worn smooth. On a nearby shelf, an hourglass silently measures time, its sand a slow, golden stream. A comfortable, deep armchair, upholstered in faded velvet, invites a long, peaceful rest beside a small, cold hearth, waiting for a memory of warmth. Sound of distant, soft chimes, or gentle, low hum. The very air here whispers of quests completed and knowledge quietly gathered. A perfect stillness that settles deep within you. The stillness is a gentle companion, guiding your attention now towards the subtle play of light upon ancient surfaces. Perhaps a sliver of moonlight, or the soft glow of a distant, enchanted lantern, paints long, shifting shadows across a polished stone floor. Each shadow seems to hold its own quiet story, a whisper from the past, content to simply be observed. There's no rush here, no urgent message to decipher. Just the calm presence of ages. Your gaze might drift along the edge of a sturdy oaken table, worn smooth by countless hands that once pored over maps and tomes. It's not just wood. It feels like a silent witness to countless moments of discovery and quiet contemplation. A single, intricately carved wooden box rests near its center, unassuming yet holding the promise of forgotten lore. Its surface reflects the soft light, hinting at patterns and textures that invite a closer, unhurried look. Beyond the table, shelves stretch upwards, laden with scrolls and bound volumes, their spines a tapestry of muted colors and faded gold. Some are tied with delicate ribbons, others simply stacked with an elegant disarray that suggests recent, gentle handling. The air carries the faintest scent of aged paper and dried herbs, a natural perfume of history and quiet study. Subtle sound of pages rustling very softly like a distant breeze. It's a scent that deepens the feeling of peace, assuring you that this space is one of profound tranquility and hidden wonders, waiting patiently for gentle attention. The weight of time here is not heavy, but comforting, like a well-loved blanket wrapped around the quiet moments of the world. You feel a gentle inclination to follow a faint, almost imperceptible path, worn smooth by countless forgotten footsteps. It leads you deeper into the quiet heart of this ancient space, where the air grows even softer, carrying the subtle, earthy scent of old stone and slumbering moss. Overhead, a diffused, ethereal glow, as if from unseen sources, filters through, casting long, peaceful shadows that stretch and dance slowly along the curved walls, breathing with the rhythm of the world itself. The path gently widens, opening into a small, circular chamber. It's not grand or imposing, but rather intimate and serene, a space that feels lovingly contained. In its very center, a single, smooth, moss-covered stone rests, almost like a forgotten altar or a quiet gathering place for gentle spirits of the past. Around it, the ancient, curved walls are adorned not with intricate, elaborate carvings, but with simple, elegant patterns of natural growth, like vines that have patiently woven themselves into timeless, living tapestries. This chamber feels like a secret, a hushed whisper known only to the filtered light and the softest breeze that sometimes stirs the air. You notice tiny, shimmering dust motes suspended in the gentle light, each one a minuscule star in this hushed cosmos. They drift down slowly, settling on the smooth, cool surface of the stone and the soft, verdant moss, adding another delicate layer to the quiet history of this place. Everything here feels profoundly settled, observed only by the passing moments, holding its secrets close in a comforting, timeless embrace. This deep sense of tranquility cradles you, inviting a peaceful stillness. This deep sense of tranquility cradles you, inviting a peaceful stillness. Within the ancient mountain library, a soft, ambient glow now seems to settle around everything, a comforting luminescence born not of lamps, but of the wisdom held within its walls. The air, cool and still, carries the faint, sweet scent of aged paper and polished wood, a subtle perfume of forgotten stories and quiet contemplation. You might notice the dust motes dancing lazily in the light filtering through a high, arched window, each speck a tiny, transient star against the backdrop of eternity. The tall shelves, carved from dark, sturdy timber, ascend towards the vaulted ceiling, disappearing into shadow in places, hinting at countless more volumes waiting patiently in the quietude. Each spine, a silent promise of adventure, knowledge, or myth, stands in perfect, patient order. The quiet here is not an emptiness, but a rich, layered silence, filled with the presence of countless untold narratives. A gentle breeze, barely a whisper, might stir a loose page in a half-forgotten tome on a nearby reading stand, causing a soft, rustling sound that quickly fades back into the profound quiet. The very act of observing these small, simple details feels like a slow, unburdening breath. Here, amidst the collected thoughts of ages, the outside world seems to recede completely, leaving only the calm presence of this timeless sanctuary. Your gaze might follow the intricate carvings along a sturdy beam overhead, or trace the faded illustration on an open display, each line a testament to patience and craft. This space breathes with the quiet reverence of history, softly inviting your own thoughts to slow and settle, much like the dust motes themselves into a tranquil, undisturbed rhythm. The settled feeling lingers, a soft hush that seems to deepen with each quiet moment. Beyond the main chamber, a narrow, arched passageway beckons, barely lit by the distant glow of the larger space. It's a transition, a gentle shift into a more intimate part of this ancient repository. The air here is cooler, carrying a faint, sweet scent of aged parchment and dried herbs, a fragrance of forgotten remedies and long-told tales. You find yourself in a secluded alcove, lined floor to ceiling with tightly rolled scrolls and small, leather-bound tomes. These aren't the grand, display-cased volumes of the central hall, but working texts, their bindings worn smooth by countless hands and centuries of study. Some scrolls are tied with faded silken cords, others held in place by simple wooden clasps. each a silent promise of untold narratives. A small, sturdy table stands in the center of the alcove, its surface polished smooth by time rather than by effort. Upon it rests an open book, its pages a rich, creamy yellow, filled with delicate script and intricate marginalia. Nearby, a single flickering candle casts dancing shadows, illuminating the fine details of an etched map on the open page, perhaps a forgotten route, or the boundaries of a long-lost kingdom. The flame, though small, feels like a warm, watchful presence, guarding these quiet stories. It's a space where time feels less like a river and more like a still, deep pool, reflecting the wisdom held within these walls. The gentle rustle of a page, stirred by an imperceptible draft, is the only sound, a soft whisper from the past. The subtle breath of air that stirred the page seems to guide your gaze now, drawing it deeper into the quiet heart of this mountain library. Shadows, long and soft, cling to the towering shelves, like ancient guardians slumbering amidst forgotten tales. A faint, almost imperceptible glow emanates from a distant alcove, a soft invitation. It isn't a harsh light, but rather a gentle luminescence, perhaps from a luminous moss clinging to aged stone, or the quiet magic woven into the very fabric of this place, whispering of profound knowledge. Each bound volume, nestled in its place, seems to hold its own breath, a silent repository of worlds unwritten and histories untold. The air carries the faint scent of old parchment and dry mountain stone, mingled with something else, a whisper of distant pine forests, carried through unseen vents that filter the crisp mountain air. A clean, subtle aroma. There's a particular section where the spines of the books are not made of leather, but of something akin to polished, smooth river stones, their surfaces etched with symbols that feel both familiar and deeply mysterious, like ancient star charts. As you draw closer to the source of the soft light, the alcove reveals itself to be a small, circular chamber, carved seamlessly into the mountain rock, its walls smooth and cool to the touch. At its center rests a simple, ancient wooden pedestal worn smooth by countless years. Upon this pedestal lies a single open tome. Its pages, though ancient, seem to shimmer with that same gentle light, revealing careful, flowing script that speaks of constellations and forgotten star paths, maps of the cosmos drawn with luminous ink. There are no other books here, only this one, its story unfolding slowly in the quiet luminescence. The symbols on its pages are not aggressive or urgent, but serene, like a tranquil guide through the night sky. The silence here is profound, broken only by the soft, rhythmic hum that seems to resonate from the very bedrock of the mountain itself, a lullaby from the earth, a steady, comforting pulse. The gentle, resonant hum guides your awareness, not as a sound you hear with your ears, but as a vibration felt deep within, a steady, ancient rhythm. It's as if the mountain itself is breathing slowly, deeply, a giant slumbering beast of stone and wisdom. You find yourself drifting deeper into its embrace, the path before you illuminated by a soft, consistent glow that seems to emanate from the very walls. No torches here, no flickering flame, just an even, welcoming light that smooths away all shadows. The passage widens now, revealing a cavern of immense, quiet grandeur. It's not a rough, jagged cave, but one shaped by gentle erosion over millennia, or perhaps by patient, unseen hands. The walls curve gracefully, polished to a soft sheen, reflecting the gentle light like still water. High above, the ceiling is lost in a soft, luminous haze, suggesting vastness without intimidation. This is a space of contemplation, a chamber of quiet, repose within the heart of the mountain. In the center of this expansive cavern, a single, enormous, smooth stone table rests, carved from the same dark, lustrous rock as the walls. Upon its surface, not books, but crystalline fragments glow with an inner luminescence, casting soft, shifting patterns across the polished floor. Each crystal hums faintly, echoing the mountain's deeper rhythm, and within their depths, faint, swirling constellations of light seem to hold ancient memories, whispers of forgotten tales. This quiet chamber feels like a prelude, a silent guardian of the knowledge held deeper within the mountain's library. You are still in that quiet, echoing chamber, where the distant, shimmering constellations of light seem to hold ancient memories, whispers of forgotten tales. This space, a silent guardian, feels like a deep breath before a journey. Now, as your gaze softens, a subtle path begins to reveal itself, emerging from the patterned floor. It glows with a gentle, inner luminescence, inviting you deeper into the mountain's heart. The path is not grand or imposing, but rather a soft invitation, leading toward a wide, arched opening. Beyond it, a vast, hushed expanse slowly unfurls. This is the central hall of the mountain library, a place built not for grandeur, but for the quiet reverence of knowledge. Towering shelves rise into the soft, ambient glow, their wooden spines etched with the quiet dignity of ages. They stretch upward, almost touching the high, vaulted ceiling, which itself seems to absorb and reflect the soft light, preventing any harshness. The air here is still, carrying only the faintest scent of old parchment and cool stone. The sheer scale is gentle, not overwhelming, as if the mountain itself cradles this space with a protective embrace. Each row of books is a silent sentry, guarding stories and wisdom accumulated over countless cycles. It feels as if the mountain has gathered all its quiet strength and channeled it into this profound, peaceful treasury of thought. Beyond that entry, the mountain library unfolds into vast, hushed chambers. Here, the very air seems to hum with the quiet resonance of ages past. Towering shelves, carved from dark, sturdy wood that has weathered centuries, reach up towards a vaulted ceiling. They are filled, from floor to the very highest points, with countless tomes. Some are bound in rich, faded leather, their spines softened by time and gentle handling. Others are more humble, wrapped in linen or simple parchment, tied with delicate string, their contents whispered across generations. A soft, ambient light filters in from unseen openings high above, perhaps carved into the mountain's upper reaches, or channeled through clever skylights of polished crystal. It casts long, gentle shadows across the aisles, highlighting dust motes that dance slowly in the still air, like tiny, illuminated secrets floating on silent currents. The silence here is profound, broken only by the occasional soft whisper of a page turning in a distant corner, or the almost imperceptible creak of ancient timber settling deeper into the mountain's embrace. The scent of old paper, dry wood, and faint, sweet herbs hangs lightly in the cool, crisp air, a comforting aroma of time and learning. As you wander deeper into this sanctuary, the sheer scale of collected knowledge becomes gently overwhelming, yet never oppressive. Each section seems to breathe its own quiet history, perhaps a corridor dedicated to forgotten celestial charts, another to the legends of the Earth's deep core, and yet another to the quiet studies of ancient flora and fauna. The wooden floors, worn smooth by generations of scholarly footsteps, lead you onward, deeper into the heart of this tranquil, knowledge-laden mountain, where every shadow holds a story. The worn wooden floors continue their gentle creak beneath an unseen weight, guiding an unhurried path deeper into the mountain's core. Here, the air grows cooler, carrying the faint, earthy scent of ancient paper and stone. The shelves that line these passages are no longer merely functional. They become vast, silent guardians of forgotten eras. They are crafted from dark, polished timber, reaching toward a vaulted ceiling that disappears into soft, unseen shadows. As you drift past, the spines of countless books present a mosaic of muted colors, deep blues, faded greens, and the warm, aged browns of leather. Each one a quiet promise of narratives untold, of knowledge patiently waiting. A soft, diffused glow emanates from recessed alcoves, illuminating occasional study nooks carved directly into the mountain rock. Within one such alcove, a heavy oak reading desk stands, bearing the subtle marks of centuries of diligent hands. Upon its surface rests a single leather-bound tome, left gently open, as if its reader has only just stepped away. Nearby, a slender, antique quill lies beside a small, dried inkwell, silent witnesses to countless thoughts meticulously transcribed. Dust motes dance lazily in the filtered light, performing a slow, hypnotic ballet, undisturbed by any breeze. The world outside, with its grand narratives and urgent demands, feels impossibly distant here, replaced by the hushed cadence of the mountain's breath and the quiet, enduring presence of its stories. The world outside, with its grand narratives and urgent demands, feels impossibly distant here, replaced by the hushed cadence of the mountain's breath and the quiet, enduring presence of its stories. Here, among these towering shelves of ancient knowledge, time itself seems to slow its relentless march. Each volume, carefully placed and silently waiting, holds a fragment of the past, a whispered secret from forgotten ages. The air is cool and still, carrying only the faintest scent of aged paper and stone, a comforting aroma that speaks of quiet contemplation, a stillness unbroken by the outside world. You might notice the subtle dust motes dancing in the soft, diffused light filtering through a high, narrow window, each speck a tiny star in its own slow orbit. This light, a gentle, almost reverent glow, illuminates not just the spines of countless tomes, but also the smooth, worn surface of a nearby reading desk. Perhaps a single, half-forgotten quill rests beside an open, leather-bound journal, its pages filled with elegant script that tells tales of distant lands and celestial observations, its ink faded just so. The silence here is not empty, but full. It is the silence of countless voices held within covers, waiting patiently to be discovered. Your gaze might drift along a row of books, their titles obscured by time or written in scripts now rarely seen. Some are bound in simple cloth, others in richly embossed leather, each a testament to the hands that crafted them and the minds that filled their pages. This grand library, carved into the very heart of the mountain, is a sanctuary for thought, a quiet observer of the turning world. Its deep foundations hum with the steady, reassuring presence of the earth itself, holding everything securely in place, a silent guardian of wisdom. The sheer volume of accumulated knowledge creates a soft, almost palpable atmosphere of peace, a gentle weight that encourages stillness and rest. The gentle weight of accumulated knowledge does indeed settle over the vast library, a comforting presence that invites you to breathe deeply and simply exist. The air itself feels ancient, yet fresh, with the subtle scent of aged paper and polished wood. Your gaze might drift along the seemingly endless rows of shelves, each one a silent testament to countless hours of study and discovery. Imagine the intricate carvings on the tall wooden supports that hold these shelves, perhaps depicting stylized leaves or mythical creatures in repose, their forms softened by centuries of touch and time. The books themselves vary in size and color, from slender, leather-bound volumes with gilded titles to larger, more practical tomes with sturdy cloth covers. Some are adorned with faded ribbons marking a long-forgotten passage, while others bear the faint imprint of a reader's thumb, a quiet ghost of a presence. You might notice a particularly old section where the books appear to lean into each other for support, their pages perhaps yellowed and fragile. Here, the titles speak of forgotten lore, of ancient stars and whispers from the deep earth. The silence here is profound, broken only by the soft, almost imperceptible settling of dust motes in the air, dancing in the faint light filtering from the high windows. As you allow your eyes to wander, you find a small, inviting alcove nestled between two towering bookshelves. A plush, velvet-covered armchair awaits, worn smooth by generations of quiet contemplation. Beside it, a small, polished side table holds a single, unlit lantern, its glass sparkling faintly. This spot, clearly a favorite, seems to hum with a gentle energy, a sanctuary within a sanctuary, perfect for quiet thought, or simply for letting your mind gently unravel and rest. It's a place where time seems to slow, where the world outside fades into a soft, distant hum, leaving only the tranquil embrace of the library's quiet heart. Here, tucked away in a quiet corner, a soft, warm light flickers from a small, ornate lantern. Its gentle glow casts long, dancing shadows across the spines of ancient tomes that line the shelves from floor to ceiling. The scent of old paper and polished wood hangs in the air, a comforting aroma that whispers of forgotten stories and timeless knowledge. You might find a plush, velvet armchair here, its cushions inviting and deep, nestled beside a grand window. This window offers a soft, muted view of the world outside. Towering mountain peaks are softened by a thin veil of mist, their rugged edges blurred into gentle, distant forms that seem to float in the twilight. The only sound is the almost imperceptible crackle of the lantern's wick, a tiny, rhythmic breath of light, and the soft whisper of the wind as it brushes against the library's sturdy stone walls, a lullaby from the quiet wilderness. Each breath you take deepens this sense of peaceful stillness, drawing you further into the quiet magic of this sanctuary. The books stand guard like silent, knowing companions, their pages holding secrets waiting to be gently uncovered or simply appreciated for their comforting presence. A small, round table, crafted from dark, polished wood, sits beside the armchair. On it rests a stack of well-worn volumes, perhaps left by a diligent scholar who has long since drifted into a peaceful slumber, their studies completed for the night. A single, delicate bookmark peeks from one of the books, a silent promise of return. The air itself feels soft and welcoming, a gentle hug that encourages deep relaxation and quiet contemplation. No rush, no urgency, just the quiet, timeless hum of existence in this tranquil haven, where the world outside fades and the peace within grows. The world outside fades and the peace within grows. You are settled now, nestled deep in comfort, surrounded by the soft echoes of a journey completed. The last flicker of the distant hearth casts long, gentle shadows that dance, and then still, as if the light itself is preparing for rest. A faint, sweet scent, perhaps of old parchment and calming herbs, lingers in the air, a final, quiet blessing on this tranquil space. The air itself feels soft, a gentle embrace. Each breath you take is softer, deeper, a gentle wave carrying you further from the edges of wakefulness. The quiet hum of the ancient mechanisms, once a subtle presence, now softens into an almost inaudible whisper, a lullaby from the very foundations of this peaceful haven. You feel the warmth of the plush fabric beneath you, the gentle give of a perfectly crafted cushion, inviting complete surrender. The subtle warmth from the hearth radiates a comforting presence without being too hot, just right for resting. Outside, the last sounds of the evening have hushed. The distant rustle of leaves, the soft drip of dew from eaves, all seem to fold themselves into the deep quiet. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to go. The quests are complete, the scrolls unrolled, the maps folded away. All that remains is this profound stillness, this tender invitation to let your own light dim, to close your eyes, and to drift. Allow your thoughts to become like wisps of smoke, dissolving into the quiet air, leaving only calm behind. This is your safe harbor, your final save point, where sleep arrives like a welcome friend, guiding you into a night of deep, restorative peace. Just rest now. Let yourself completely settle. Sleep